Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I know I've been promising this video for a few days now, but here you go. It's finally here. Misinformation Cronies Part 5.2, Return of the Ignorance. Justice for All edition. Justice for All streamed this on August 8th, 2022. If you want to see the full thing, head on over to his channel. It's all there. And yes, it's another extremely long, drawn out video going over the same thing we've been doing since the end of June. Well, July when they got involved. And I know it's stated that he is just a sidekick of one of these main creators, yet, in my opinion, he plays a pretty hefty role in things and how they've played out. And the Mr. Innocent Act definitely isn't fooling anyone over on this side of things. And before anybody claims he didn't know, he's just told things by XYZ. Sorry, that is not going to fly here because he actually is in direct communication with the family also. There is a group text between him and Molly and Letitia. Don't believe me? Well, I'll show you proof in a minute. So there is no way he can say he didn't have the opportunity to ask questions to help clarify things for his followers. He had a direct line of communication the entire time and opted to not use it to help his following and other people that he had suggested numerous times donate to this family. But then when people started asking questions, well, let's just see how you guys feel about his words and statements to people. And of course, once again, the video is sped up to save everybody time and your sanity. You're welcome. The commentary expressed in this video is that of my opinion, and my opinion only, based off of facts that we have gathered in this story. Please also do not send any hate to this creator whatsoever, as I do not think they emotionally can handle it. But don't worry, because being such a loving Christian human being, he will just cast you to the depths of hell with the rest of us that have opinions, and those opinions are based off facts. You can join us. Come sit with us. It'll be okay. You get the gist of things. Now let's get into it and get over this because there's a lot I've got to say and have been holding back for so long that it's spewing out of my bones. It's coming out of my bones now.
Thank you for joining. So we're going to be talking about Dre McKay today, as Marissa says.
First of all, it's McCray. McCray. M-C-C-R-A-Y. Not McKay. I don't care about your rhyme. Get his name right. Remember, he's the victim of this story.
What about the refunds, VR? What do you want? I mean, what do you want? I'm asking. I mean, I don't know anything about them. And for as far as I know, everything has been given as far as a refund. So you can put that in your pipe and smoke it if you want. So.
Starts off by saying, I don't know anything about refunds. Then says, all have been given. What is it, Justin? Do you know what's going on or do you not? Can't be both. You either know what's going on or you don't. So stop pretending like you don't know, because we all know that you're so far up certain people's behinds that there's no way that you don't know what's going on. But that leads me to believe that you also haven't seen proof of $5,100 in refunds, have you?
I try to be classy about it.
Some may call people being told to put that in their pipe and smoke it as trashy. I would go with trashy, not classy, but you know, I guess we're two different people. You do realize that every time you mock her name, you're mocking Marvon McCray's name also? You do realize that, right? I know you guys love this little rhyme thing and it's all about justice for Marvon, but yet you're mocking his name. Gotcha.
Is Crystal the sidekick? Don't we have a number? I think we do. For Crystal. Dre's sidekick.
Again, creators that are so invested in this case, and it's all about justice for Marvon, yet they don't even have the characters' names in the story correct. But why would you have her number to begin with?
No, anybody should be open to valid criticism about it, but there has to be proof behind that before you can...
Well, no, some other creator told them not to like you, Justin. They were told not to like you. They heard stuff about you.
They've heard stuff.
What's really funny is they're mocking their following here because only their following has opted to not like Justin based off of the opinions of other people. Not anybody else. We all judge him on his behavior.
You can say a lot of things about Marissa and I, but one of them is we're not scammers.
Out of all the things that they've been accused of being, that is the one thing that they are so triggered by, is being referred to as scammers by people on the internet.
We are very generous with time and money.
Why does everything always fall back to what they've done for other people or how much money they have given other people? It's always something that these two do to spin their narrative, is bring it back to how much good they've done for others.
So, thank you all so much for the super.
I also think that if I was a scammer, I'd have to be a pretty good fucking scammer to get away with it on YouTube for this long.
I don't know if you've really gotten away with it though, have you?
Oh my god.
Yeah, we're doing 4 years of this. I'd have to be really slick, and I'm not.
And again, he just sits there and lets her overtalk him and does not ever really voice a strong opinion, especially if she's around.
Yes, oh, I know that there's a rumor going around that me and Justin are no longer covering justice for Vaughn. That is absolutely not true. At all.
I don't know if that rumor was ever true or not, if somebody said that or not, but these two aren't giving this up. They are milking it for all it's worth. Are you kidding me? It's paying their bills.
Well, I'm glad I heard about what I was doing.
Yeah. I was like, huh? No, we have definitely not been ghosted. We definitely did not ghost the family. We just don't have any updates on Vaughn or anything else.
So again, no updates, no nothing, but they sat on live for over 2 hours, dragging the situation out. But no new updates, right?
So we keep going. Exactly. Thank you. Please, remember, rumors are spread by idiots and accepted by fools.
The only one believing rumors and gossip are sadly your followers, because you guys keep telling them rumors and gossip with no fact basis whatsoever. So you're calling your following fools.
People who search for it know their own mind, Marissa. They know better.
Whatever.
I just want you to watch how she acts when he talks in the next upcoming clip. Watch her behavior as he's like giving a breakdown. It's comical.
And Indies, Ambien, Sonata, Lunesta, Remeron, types of antidepressants, anything that changes the dopamine or the GABA receptors. And the source from this comes from Mount Sinai, New York website. Next, we are going to move on to valerian roots. Alright. This is an actual photo of valerian root. This is the root. This is the upper part. Valerian root is the root, the actual root. Valerian is an herb native to Europe and parts of Asia. Valerian root has a long history as a sedative. Valerian can grow to be just over 6 feet tall and has a strong odor. It seems to act as a sedative in the brain and nervous system. Valerian has been used as a traditional medicine dating back to ancient Greek and Roman times. People commonly use valerian root for sleep disorders, especially insomnia. Valerian is also used for anxiety and many other conditions, but there is no good scientific evidence to support most of these uses. And the source is
What? I wonder if he ever watches the playback and sees how she reacts when he's talking. Like he's trying to give a breakdown and she's so unimpressed.
Side effects of valerian root. Valerian is usually well tolerated. Some common side effects include dizziness, drowsiness, headache, stomach upset, mental dullness, vivid dreams. It can cause withdrawal symptoms when...
This goes back to she does not care about facts or details like that. She just wants the drama and the show of it all.
That's a good question. I want to know if it's, does everybody have to nearly stay high in the house to put up with her? You know what I mean? Or does she the other way around, or what?
Interesting how he says that people need to be high to be around Dre, yet the entire time I'm thinking, can somebody give me something like a tranquilizer this entire life? That's how I feel.
It's kind of also like a rift between doctors and chiropractors,
Yeah.
psychologists and right.
This is the thing. I talk to people that are.
Let's be very clear on something. There is a complete difference between a chiropractor and a doctor and a psychologist and a life coach. It's called education and years of it. Totally different things that should not even be compared. A psychiatrist and a psychologist are educated professionals. A life coach gets a certificate. Same with chiropractic school. Yes, some are more accredited than others, but come on.
To your decisions. I give good advice. That's all this. But
I give good advice while sitting and advising the woman you claim is getting attacked online to not show proof. Gotcha.
Many times I've said, I'm so sorry for bringing you into this world. He's like, what do you mean by that? And I said, because it's a terrible, horrible, evil world out there right now.
I agree that it's a horrible, evil world out there, and we have to guard our children from certain things. But I think that we should be also a little bit more clear on what's evil in the world.
Because you and I, we can handle ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
We grew up street. You know what I mean? So,
Babies
they're very
are
shy.
a different thing. They don't know.
Yeah. They don't know what it's like to
Exactly.
crap and stuff.
Why not? That was a joke, people. After the girls were SLUTTY.
Oh, wow.
And, well, you want to know something? None of the people in my chat can spell, so you know what?
Muted some of that because what she said was they don't know because they've never had to suck up blank for a blank pipe. Which, yeah.
dude, I was a virgin until I was almost 20.
That's amazing.
No, it's not. It was a fact.
Oh,
No
God.
blood, nothing.
Usually it's the fat ones that are the blood babies.
Hey, thank God. I would have ended up, if I was skinny and gorgeous, I would have ended up like all those girls I went to school with. Pregnant at 16, 17, 18.
Can we just remember that this is midstream of Justin doing a video on Dre McCrae, right? So they're intermixing this conversation with that. Not only that, Letitia had her children at 14 and 15 years old, and then they're talking like this.
No, that's good.
My sister fell into that trap too. She got pregnant at 18.
You do realize that there's no trap in that, right? That's just called life.
So causes of liver damage and even some deaths have been linked to kava use. Because of this, kava was taken off the market in Europe and Canada in the early 2000s.
The faces she makes as he talks are just priceless because they are so disrespectful, and he has no clue that she's doing it, obviously, or he chooses once again to act like it doesn't bother him, right? Because she's the main show, he's just the sidekick, right?
This is Dre talking about a little bit of everything and what's been going on with all of the shenanigans that people have been saying.
The videos he shows are from the end of June, early July, clips of those videos. But yes, they're majorly important because a lot of truth is told in those videos.
Insane. So people are really bitching. Now my personal information is being put out there. My address, my phone number. I get.
First of all, I would like to say I have never once. You still can't hear that?
You've never what, Justin? Continue. Let's hear this.
Okay, first of all, I just want to say that I have never put Dre's information out there. I've never called her. I mean, I've showed, if you're saying public records or something, yeah, I mean, that information, I've like the 911 dispatch calls and stuff to her house. Yes. But I've never called her. I've always said, leave her alone. Don't bother her. So I just want to make that very, very clear.
If he said it all the time, I'm sure we can find it, right? We can find the clip of him saying, don't harass Dre, don't do all this stuff. I'm sure he told Molly that in text message. I'm sure he told Molly not to put his name on posts she was making about things that they were sending people to do or suggestions that they were having for people to do, all involving Dre and things that happened to her.
And I would never once called her never once called her a murderer or anything of that nature.
Did you tell your friends not to do all those things since you didn't do them, but you sat there while it was done? Did you tell all of them to not do those things too?
The only thing I care about is that Vaughn gets a thorough investigation.
You say you want justice for Marvaughn, and that's a full investigation, yet I remember certain people trying to harass the police department when this all first started.
Vaughn deserves a full investigation, as every human being does.
I do agree that he does deserve a full investigation, and I hope that is done, yet we've got to let authorities do their jobs.
And hopefully Vaughn can wake up, open your eyes, Vaughn, and then he can tell the story.
I find it interesting that he wants to hear Marvaughn's story, yet anytime somebody tries to tell the truth about Marvaughn's story, he rejects it.
Every day, from random numbers, I get text messages from people telling me to kill myself. This is really big. I get my...
Listen, if there is anybody in my group that has ever called and told Dre to go herself, that would be absolutely horrible, and whoever does anything like that should be ashamed of themselves. Which I don't think anyone in my or Marissa's, would do anything like that. I mean, this shoot, it may have happened, or it may not have. But I don't think anybody from here would ever do anything like that.
Again, I ask you, have you said these same things to your partner or other streamers you align yourself with that have been saying these things? Have you told them the same things that you're saying now? Before you start trying to blame certain people's followings, you need to check your own, because you have some vicious, horrible followers.
I've never contacted the VA police, never once.
Why are you responding to her like she's asking you questions that you did these things? You might not have done them, but I'm sure you know few that did.
The VA police, oh yeah, let me mention it. His biological dad did show up to the hospital, but I thought it was his biological mom. So I was like, call security, they can't be here, da-da-da-da.
That's convenient. You thought it was his biological mom when it was his biological dad. That doesn't even make sense.
So you have met somebody a couple times in your life, you haven't seen them in years, and you're expected to recognize them right off the bat? Gotcha. Understood.
Anyone has a chance of reconcealing or, keeping that relationship, it's Vaughn's dad. Because he did not care that I was like, no visitors. Vaughn's dad showed up to the hospital.
Why did you want visitors? These aren't visitors. These are family, Dre. Family.
Instead of responding to her on a video, why don't you ask Letitia? You have a chat with her. Why don't you ask Letitia these questions for clarification so you can answer them to your following? Why don't you ask Letitia why there's a change and why things turned out the way they did? Have you thought about that, Justin? It seems like you have no problem making sure she knows how much you need her to come on your stream and talk to people. So why don't you ask her what's really going on?
No, because he wanted to make sure his son was okay. So when that's what, I don't have no restraining order against his biological mother. If she wanted to show up to the hospital, she very well could have. But she wasn't going to put in that type of effort because it's all for show.
You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself for saying that, Dre. For show? You are the show queen. You are the show queen. Everything you do is for show. He can't even have a seizure, and it's for show. It's all for entertainment for you, girl. All for show. This is her son. She gave birth to him when she was a kid herself.
Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? All for show, but yet the victim's mom doesn't want to come on because she's upset and you guilt trip her, Justin, but it's not all for show.
You know what? At least she knew she was a kid and that another family member could raise him at the time. You show everything, Dre. Everything. Nothing is off limits for you.
You're complaining about Dre showing everything, but yet the family is the one that posted the police report with the incident. The family was the one that posted the facilities he was in. That stuff was posted by the family of Marvaughn McCray. Not Dre, by the family. And you never had any hand in releasing private information except you read all of the previous police reports to their address.
Dre, she got in touch with you. And you told her not to come out. You said this on a recording. I'm going to tell her not to come out.
Let's be clear. Yes, they did communicate. Dre and Letitia have both stated they had a good conversation. So what went wrong, Justin? Do you know that part? Have you asked that part? Why don't you ask?
And that's exactly right, Liz. Then why wasn't it okay for Letitia? Why wasn't it okay for Letitia? Why is it okay for some people to come and not others?
Ask Letitia, Justin. Ask her. You have her number. Ask her. Ask her what changed. What happened in their communication that broke this down?
You can say what you want, Dre, but this is the thing. You wanted control of everything, of everyone, and the show to be on you constantly. The show, it needs to be Dre's show. Here, stop and take a screenshot in front of my husband with this cute dress on while he is attached to a machine keeping him alive right now. That would be cute.
Do I sense a little bit of jealousy, maybe, about who has more of a show or who gets more attention on their show from their behaviors? Is that what I'm sensing here? Because it seems like it.
And that's exactly right, that girl. Why did she have to get an attorney then? Because there was communications and negotiations that she could go see Vaughn. Because you told her not to come out, she can't see, everything like that.
You've been covering this case for over a month, and you still don't have the answer for why Letitia needed an attorney, Justin? Interesting.
Here's the thing. Dre did not want Vaughn going out to Georgia. Did not want him going out to Georgia. He had an RV. He was talking to his family. We've got him talking to his family on Facebook for the last several years. He called her mom. He called his sister's sis. He said he loved them, and he was trying to mend the relationships that she took away.
Has anyone stopped to think that they probably bought an RV for the family and the dogs so they didn't have to rent hotel rooms or invade on people when they traveled to Georgia as a family? Has anybody thought about that being a possibility? Everybody is hell-bent on this. Marvon was leaving, going back to his family. Really?
Nobody better be timing Truth Seeker out. Nobody. That's it. Do not ever time Truth Seeker out. Hold on. Truth Seeker, I'll fix that. 1 second, I'll give you a wrench. Truth Seeker.
It's funny that he's so concerned about that Truth Seeker account because that's an account that I've been paying attention to lately too. I wonder why they're so concerned about that account not ever being timed out.
Basically saying, I got very angry there for a second because you have all of these nitnoid people out here claiming that Miss Letitia didn't make an effort. You know, I'm not going to say names, but you know what I'm talking about. And then you have this woman standing there on a live video, and within the same breath, she says, I thought that was his biological mother, so I was going to have security escort them out.
Bingo.
And turns right around in the same breath and says, but
Thank
she doesn't
you.
make the effort to come see her son. How dare you? How dare you? You said that on a live. And for all these other people that are making these accusations that she's not doing this and she's not doing this, listen to that video, please.
I love how they get all excited about justifying their reasons. They snap those fingers or their little fans or whatever, like they made some big valid point. But yet the entire time, even Wynette's told them, no, Dre thought I was Letitia. She was confused.
Because if she would have gone there, what would have happened? She would have been turned around.
Well, exactly. I
She would have had her
clearly
thrown out.
said it. That's why she had to get the freaking lawyer.
Exactly. So for any of the people, and people have their own opinions, and I get that everyone's entitled to it. I'm just saying mine. If that right there doesn't tell you exactly, she said it out of her own mouth.
That's right.
So I just want it all to stop with Miss Letitia. People need to leave her alone. They need to leave the whole family alone. Like, it just needs to quit. You know, we're focused on a goal here, and that is justice, which, like you said, that is just an in-depth police investigation. Whether it turns out to be whatever it is, that is all we want.
Listen, it is what.
I've got to be living in another universe because is the exclusive content creator still confused why Letitia had to get an attorney to see Marvon? And are you guys confused because Letitia has stated that she's been to Arizona twice and was turned around? You know, the first time she attempted to go to Arizona to see Marvon when Rochelle took time off work, you know, that time? Oh, wait, did you forget?
It is. Whatever. Exactly. You know, if she didn't do nothing, fine. If she did something, we'll deal with it. Whatever. All we need is a thorough police investigation, particularly if he doesn't wake up.
Exactly. That's it. That's the end goal.
That's it.
It's really funny how, to me, he's backtracking in this. He just wants a thorough investigation, yet there was all this other stuff that they wanted and were demanding before.
That's absolutely true. And this is the thing. It's not about Dre in this instance. It's not about Letitia. It's not about anyone. It is about Vaughn, and everyone should work for the common goal of getting him better.
I get so frustrated hearing them say it's about Marvon, yet they have continued to spin these stories and make problems for the family continually with no stop, and they don't care at all.
Requesting refunds from Letitia because, for one, it's very rude. You are donating to a cause, a very good cause, and to ask for it back is very rude. But
you know what's even ruder is passing off misinformation as fact and having a bunch of people believe certain things so they donate their hard-earned money to said cause, when in reality, that's not what it was for.
two, that is the only way that we are getting answers. Dre is not going to give us answers. And so when Letitia and Mr. Jackson go there, that is the only way that we are getting answers.
That is the only way. Yes.
So if we want updates, keep donating. Like, plain and simple.
Yeah, I mean,
that's how we're going.
Justin brings a guest on who makes the statement, so if we want updates, continue to donate. What the actual F are you guys thinking? Tell me again, you're not paying for content though, right? That's not what you're doing. You would never do such a thing. Then what are you suggesting here? Because that's for sure paying for content. Right there. Bingo. And you agreed with it. You co-signed again.
To get any answers, that's how we're going to get any updates, is Miss Letitia and Mr. Jackson. So it's very rude, and I just hate it for them. I cannot.
Let's be very clear. The only person that will be giving any type of update on this situation would be Dre. And considering she is off social media currently, I don't see how that's going to happen.
It's just sad that people get in the way of victims. You know what I mean? Like, yes. Yeah.
It's really interesting how they love to use the term victim when it's impactful in things that they're trying to convey to their following. Yet when you're talking about the actual victim in this story and the actual story itself and the truth of the story, they don't have time, don't want to hear it. Don't waste that over there.
I'm not a victim. They're not a victim. Let's focus on the victims. Right. No, we shouldn't be the story.
You shouldn't be the story at all. Nope, 100%.
And in my mind, Miss Letitia and Mr. Jackson are victims just as much as Vaughn is, just as much as the kids are.
This is the thing.
Again, he's co-signing some more stuff that is just spewing out on his channel, but he's co-signing for it. How are they victims? Explain.
If Vaughn did this to himself, they are attacking someone who was mentally ill at the time and tried to commit S, right? Attempted to commit S. Or if something nefarious happened to him, they are going after the family of, even something more nefarious, like, so either they're going after an attempted suicide victim, or they're going after someone that has done something nefarious, like such as even, an attempted homicide, even as worse as it could be allegedly. So either way, they're picking on one, either way doesn't look good. Right.
This is one of those moments that if you could see the look on my face right now, that would tell you everything that I'm thinking after that recent statement he just made. I don't know why people cannot stick to the facts and they have to go from one extreme to the other always. It doesn't have to be that way. It should be based on the facts. This is about Marvon, right? So it's about time people start telling the truth for Marvon.
You're picking on an attempted suicide or an attempted homicide. So either way, it's not good. It's just not.
But bashing the wife of said victim online for hours, upwards of 6 hours a day, is okay.
It's blown out of proportion, making a mountain out of a molehill. Yes, that's the internet. That's the internet. Yes.
He is really trying to distance himself from this. The internet has made a mountain out of a molehill. The internet has blown this out of proportion. Justin, you're part of that internet.
Because we heard something that Dre requested. I mean, if that came from her words, we just don't know anything as far as what Dre requested unless Dre said it.
But how many times have you called her a liar and said you don't believe anything that she states? But now that's the only way you're going to find out certain things?
Alright guys, please hit that thumbs up button if you don't mind. It is the way that we get Justice for Bond's name out into the algorithm of YouTube so people can hear his name. God bless each and every one of you. God bless you, Miss Letitia. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for your compassion, your caring. My heart is just so filled with gratitude for all of you, really. So please hit that thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate it. Good night and God bless.
I love how creators also almost do that like guilt trip. Oh, it's how we get Justice for Marvon's name out to the algorithm if you like my videos. Again, it's all about the creator. It's not about the actual story. And yes, I appreciate all of you subbing, liking videos, interacting with them 100%. It gets the truth out there on what I'm doing. But they are in it for another angle. They're in it for the cha-ching, cha-ching. Break this down a little bit because I feel like this creator is a walking contradiction. He says one thing and instantly retracts and spins it a different direction. That is all I have seen him do in any videos. He's either co-signing some BS that one of these women is spewing out, or he's sitting there silent, letting other women be attacked by his little cronies. And his little religious tirades that he goes on about how they only want people involved with God or this, that, and the other thing. And I've already said, I don't care what your religious beliefs are. I have my own. I don't care about yours. They're none of my business. They're none of his business. Just because you're a Christian does not make you a good person. A piece of shit's still a piece of shit, no matter what. But to be so unaware of oneself like he is so unaware of who he is or what he stands for. It's actually painful for me to watch because you watch him co-sign on things that I don't think he probably actually feels. But yet, because he allows them to take the lead for him and speak for him, once again, he is co-signing. So this is his behaviors. And at what point does anybody say, hey, it's time we start taking accountability? Our following deserves better than this. Let me be very frank. When this started, I did have a little bit of respect for this creator. I thought, oh, maybe he'll bring some positivity to this. That little bit of respect I had is completely gone. Tell me why you guys think he sits by and co-signs all this stuff. What do you guys actually think of this creator? I'd love to hear more. Thanks for watching another one. Have a great day.